welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have a link to the past All Dungeons tournament match of the loser bracket round 1 between Kyong92 and matt7898. Commentators for the match are Glenn and Anders. Please take it from here. Are you not here?
Sorry, I am. I had a little, I'm here, sorry. We good?
So far, yes, so I sent the runners off, and then we're good to go.
Right. Well, I know Glenn is indisposed, so I'm ready to go. Just one quick thing. Doom tap. So we have B Real and S Seal W. I know. Hey everybody, I'm Anders. I am going to be walking you through this one for the next hour and a couple minutes. While we see Kyong92 and matt7898 go head-to-head in our All Dungeons Restricted Major Glitches tournament. If you have any questions along the way, I'll be here to answer, and if I can't answer it, my co-host Glenn will be able to as soon as he is...
Hello.
Oh, he's back.
I'm here.
He was pooping. Maybe, I don't know.
Anyway,
How you doing today, Glenn?
I'm alright. You're
Feeling
gonna be
relieved?
watching this really great race between these two runners we have today. Both of them have very close PBs, about a second apart.
Yeah, Kyong
Should be
is
a
the
very
number 22.
close race, hopefully.
Yeah, it should be. They have very close PBs. Coming out of the group stage, Kyong is the 22nd seed, and had a very tough run against Apathy Duck 07 Salute, whereas Matt was the 27th seed, who went up against Zero Rush. The winner of this will go up against M. Kostler. So stick around to find out how that goes.
And this is the losers bracket, so unfortunately, the loser of this race will be eliminated from the tournament.
Dun,
So
dun.
fighting for their tournament lives here.
Yeah. We're hanging out. Ooh, Kyong taking some unfortunate green guard hits.
Yeah, so in the beginning of this run, we'll go through escape here. It's
Not the most.
nothing much special here. There's some RNG to deal with that might vary your time by a couple seconds, but there's nothing particularly difficult.
Yet everyone
Hopefully-
still resets every time they don't have an escape that they like.
I don't know if that's true.
At Glan.
That's not true.
Okay, yeah, you're right, but it's at a lot of people in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say there may not be anything super special happening on screen right now, because we don't really get to the major glitches, restricted major glitches portions until a little bit later, where we get to do some sequence breaks and stuff. But I can tell you guys that Glenn has something really special planned just for you. He is so excited, right, Glenn? We're not going to spoil it yet.
Sure. Yeah, so the beginning of the run is kind of very similar to most categories of this game, where we go through escape here, rescue Zelda, and then go to Eastern Palace to get the Pegasus boots, which are the very important item to go fast.
It's a speedrun after all.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like a good speedrun on a nice, healthy Saturday afternoon. They've rescued the princess. Usually we try and do that at the end of the game, but here we seem to do it first and foremost.
We'll rescue her again later.
Yeah, they don't really give her very much, like, autonomy over herself. Kind of unfortunate. I'm not going to get into the politics of Hyrule, but I want to see a BA Lady Zelda. Just kicking butt and taking names, and some of those names
Well,
might...
there are some games where you get to see that.
That is true. That is very true. And who knows what we'll see in the future.
So runners here are going to be heading down to the sewers shortly. Hopefully they don't get really, really bad RNG like I usually get. They're keeping it fairly close, looks like.
Oh yeah. And we're so early in this very volatile run that whatever lead anyone may get within the first 2 dungeons doesn't really matter that much, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. The whole run is very volatile. There's places that you can die easily. There's a lot of clips and stuff you can soft lock on. So, anything can happen to anybody at any point. And then at the end of it all, there's Aghanim, who just completely gives you a random time loss at his own discretion. So this really is a category where a race is not over until it's over.
Yeah, we've seen many close calls here. Lots of things happening. They're both heading into the last couple of rooms of escape, and then we get do a fun little save and quit.
Yep. Save and quit is allowed in all glitched categories.
I thought they were just both disqualifying themselves.
Probably not.
Can't quite get the rat frames that I think Kyong was trying for.
Yeah,
but
probably.
That's okay.
Yeah, so after this little cutscene here, I'll be doing a safe warp to Link's house to get to Eastern Palace faster. They won't be grabbing the Sanctuary Art container first. Or I guess Kyong is.
Kyong typically goes for silvers using the
okay.
Brahmin meat strat, so he's been
That
one
makes
to
sense, yeah.
take early. This is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time calming for Kyong. I was making a joke in another stream earlier. Like Kyong I was like, hey Kyong, guess what? You don't have to listen to me talk about you this time. And then I ended up signing up anyway because no one else did, and I wanted to hang out with my friend Glenn.
How lovely. Glad we're here today talking about this video game that I love and hate.
Yeah. Looks like we're having Kyong go for citrus here. Let's see how he does.
Yeah. And I think it took him a couple tries, but
Looked like one
got
or
a
two.
116 entry, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Reasonable. Matt, of course, chose to walk, so he lost a little bit of time over Kyong there, but took the safe path.
Having a little bit of synchronization issue, but I think I'm catching up. I'm gonna do a quick reload while we head through this Eastern Palace. See how we're doing.
Yeah, Eastern Palace is also fairly nondescript.
Yeah,
escape. Just a lot of rooms to walk through.
A lot of the things that we see in this dungeon are ones that we see in just about every category. Nice little big key skip using a damage boost off of some popos.
Yeah, it's the most interesting part.
Yeah.
They're keeping fairly close. Matt is a little bit behind, but it's, of course, nothing that can't be made up.
Damage boost from both, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a not terribly difficult trick, but it's finicky. Yeah, Doom Tap. Nothing can go wrong from here. After this is the perfectly consistent part of the speedrun. You heard it here first.
And ballroom can be really stressful. Now we're gonna head into our first boss of the day, I guess. The Armos Knights. Now, technically, Armos Knights can be a scripted fight. There are a few different strategies. Looks like Kyong goes for top right. And Matt is also going for top right. So just, I believe it's like, what, 18 arrows?
Yeah, it would be 18 arrows to kill them all. We do a little setup to make sure that we're skipping the red phase on the last one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they both had good fights. So now they're going to be heading to get the boots here. And this is where they start going fast and start breaking the game a little bit.
Going fast in a speedrun. Man, what a concept. I know I've made that joke already today, but it's still funny to me, so I'll take what I can get.
We're also gonna grab a couple bombs from behind here.
Yeah, the bomb route in this category is really tough. It's really strict. There's a lot that can go wrong.
Yeah, it's
I have
not
a lot of respect.
terribly hard.
We've definitely seen worse.
Yeah, you only have like a bomb or two to spare, really. But there are backup places you can get more bombs if you need them.
Absolutely.
It's a good DMA from Kyong.
Very solid. That's right on him.
Matt, unfortunately, had the game not dash cancel on him. Very familiar mistake for me. But he's fine. He's in. So the segment here they're going to be beating the Palace of Darkness next. Intended to be the first Dark World dungeon, so the 5th dungeon overall. And in this category we did very early, so we're rather under-equipped for it. Which makes it fairly difficult. And it's definitely a big reset point when you're running this category, especially the boss. But first, Kyong is going to get silver arrows.
Yep. We gotta love a little silver arrow.
Matt is going straight to Palace of Darkness, an old trick we call Kiki Eat, leading to the cave where we do the Kiki Skip. It skips paying Kiki the monkey to get into Palace of Darkness. But
what do you think,
more relevant, also skips needing the Moon Pearl to get in.
Yes, that is true. I was gonna ask, What do you think Kiki the monkey needs those rupees for? What does Kiki the monkey buy?
I don't know, but he loves rupees.
He do?
That's what he
That he
says.
do? Maybe he just thinks they're pretty.
Kyong's doing some very interesting stuff here.
Yeah, the
screen
Brahmin.
scrolling black magic and such. But he gets
Um,
into the pyramid fairy fountain.
Yeah, he is using the Brahmin meat strategy, which is slightly more difficult than a lot of the Silver's entrances that we've seen in the past, but is still a very, very nice thing to watch. It's the only one he knows, so he specifically learned it for this tournament and was like, "Oh, I'll do the hard one. Why not?"
So the reason why you'd see Kyong pick up the silver arrows and Matt not is specifically for the boss of Palace of Darkness, as well as a couple other things, I guess. But Helmasaur King here is the biggest gatekeeper of this run. He's really hard, even with the intended level of equipment, and we're under-equipped here. So it can be very easy to die to him, but silver arrows trivialize the fight by allowing you to just kill him in one hit in phase 2.
I was a little bit worried about that mini Moldorm cave for Kyong, but it looks like it worked out perfectly. I will also say that with this route discrepancy between the two of them, with Kyong getting silver arrows, it's definitely going to look like Kyong is behind for a while. But don't be fooled, that this silver arrows is going to save us about 30 seconds at the very end. So keep that in the back of your head.
A big reason why silvers are a viable safety option is that they speed up the Ganon fight at the end. So with that like extra time saved in Ganon, they actually only cost about 40 seconds to get. So a lot of people have done it in this tournament, I think a lot more so in groups than in brackets, but
still have a few silvers, buddy.
You spend like 40 seconds to get silver arrows and make sure your run's consistent, or you risk dying to Helmasaur and losing 2 minutes.
Bomb jump on Matt's screen.
Pretty good hammer jump from Matt.
Yeah, hammer jump. Why did I say just bomb jump? Glenn, I'm not that smart.
It is a bomb jump.
Yeah, but it has a cooler name than that.
So Matt's heading to the back here. Here we got the first Mimic Room. These rooms are pretty tricky. There's a couple more in Ganon's Tower. Watch later. The enemies mimic your movement. It's a bit tricky. Good hammer jump from Kyong. I'm interested to see how far apart they actually are here. So Matt wants to be really careful and not take any damage here. Play that last turtle really safe. His Helmasaur does 2 hearts of damage with any of his attacks, so...
Yeah, so it's kind of like... And those turtles can never drop hearts, so... Your health is very precious here.
You really want to keep 5 hearts, because if you take 1 heart of damage, that's a full hit that you lose to Helmasaur. So fighting Helmasaur here. Holding his sword out, just to create a separation between him and the mask.
Oh lordy, this has me scared.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, he clutched it out.
Woof. Man, Matt's trying to give us a show right now, and I'm just...
Very, very, very scary boss. Now, Kyong's having what we call turtle party here. They're jumping around
Yeah,
everywhere.
it happens.
Kyong is entering his helmet sword fight. You'll be able to see how much easier he'll have it compared to Matt with the silver arrows. He's choosing not to do the sword out strat, which is a little bit faster and also significantly harder. So, but he's experienced enough with it. See, one silver arrow and he's dead. Doesn't have to worry about
Bam. Gotta love it.
outmaneuvering him. So I think they're about a minute apart from what I saw. But Kyong will, of course, be saving some time back in Ganon later.
Well, as in, for example, Vidi. Most likely.
Technically, Silver's only saved like a second or so in Vidi, maybe 2.
Very true. Though we've already seen some matches come down to that. So now Matt is heading into my favorite auto-scroller room.
Yep. Tower of Hera. It's a dungeon with a lot of RNG enemies. Like mini moldworms. Everybody loves mini moldworms. And we got everyone's favorite room, the tile room. It's really
corner and slash at him.
challenging and fun. I was having a bit of trouble on this clip here. It's hard because you need to hold your sword out to do it, but then the boulders, if the boulders touch your sword, then they kind of screw it up. Or if they touch you, they also screw it up. Kyong got goalied. That mini Moldorm is the goalie. Stops you from throwing the boom. Speed of the room here that Matt's in. This is probably the hardest room in the dungeon, but he did it very, very nicely. It's just how you want it to go. Oh, nice. Kyong giving us a good showing of the tile room spin speed, which does not save any time.
But it makes you, it's fun.
But it's funny.
It makes me smile.
Good bomb jump from Matt. The Moon Pearl. Fortunate RNG there with both fires blocking him. So now Matt's going to be heading into the Moldorm fight. In this category we have the hammer available for Moldorm, which is the main reason we do Palace of Darkness before Hera. Hammer makes this fight a lot easier than just using the fighter sword as intended.
Yeah, we get to skip that fast phase that is the bane of my existence in my
half
run.
as many hits are required, and you skip the enraged phase. It can be a little bit harder to aim the hammer, just because it has a hitbox, an active hitbox for less time than the sword does. As well as you can't do like spins or dashes through them.
We're gonna get ready for one of my personal favorite parts of the run. Our LTTP trivia question of the day, brought to you by Glanimal, Prince of Paws Buffers Flannelman. He will give you the question as soon as the first runner steps into Thieves Town, and you have to have the answer by the time the boss of Thieves Town is defeated by either runner. But if someone gets it, Glan, you can just shout it out.
Alright.
So, looks like we're about to see Matt post DMD, enter into Thieves' Town.
Tap's getting ready with his answers already. Alright, here's your question. Where in the game is there a locked door that leads to nowhere?
While you're
you
thinking,
all just know the answer right off the top of your heads. Not to like an insignificant room, but to literally like an unused room.
See how the good DMD from Kyong. While you guys are thinking, you know, I always say it. This dungeon is kind of stressful up until the boss because everything does a lot more damage, and you don't kill enemies that easily. See how there's a little far to the right or left, but he makes it. That's fine.
Oh, he's having a bit of a rough hallway there, yeah.
Yeah. Question again was, where in this game is there a locked door, right, that leads nowhere?
Yes. The other side of the door does not have a door.
Dang, these are so much better than my questions.
I mean, is it really?
Yeah, trust me, it is. Because no one's yelled at you yet.
Shady's close. I appreciate Winky, but it's not the answer. Unfortunately. Good attic from Kyong.
Oof. Had to dodge those Zazics on Matt's screen, but did very well. I like that the maiden can dash with you, whereas the old man could not.
I mean, he's old. He doesn't have it in him anymore. And meanwhile, the maiden is, spoiler alert, actually a horrible monster.
What?
Not even a girl, although that doesn't say anything about running ability.
Thanks, Glenn.
Although maybe wearing a dress would hinder it.
Alright, so let's see how this blind the thief fight goes on Matt's screen. Y'all have until the crystal catch to come up with the correct answer.
Did everyone know that blind is a scripted fight?
Oh my gosh. Did Glenn just own me? Ooh, having a little trouble with the script though.
And Matt also did not follow the script properly, unfortunately.
Lost him a bit of time. Alright, Glenn, where is there a locked door that leads nowhere?
The Ice Palace, Fairy Room, Super Tile.
Oh.
Has the Basement 6 Crystal Switch Room duplicated. There's a locked door and nothing on the other side of it.
Okay. I didn't know that. See if we can get a scripted fight over here on Kyong's side of the screen.
Very good scripted fight.
Very nice.
Nobody won trivia. Clearly, people in this chat don't study the EG map enough. Shaky my SMH.
There are a few people who I think would have known that, but I haven't seen them in chat today.
Alright. Next, let's still be heading to Skullwoods. But
We'll go,
first,
shopping first.
we're
Well, I
gonna
guess
make
I'm
a little
shopping.
stop here to rescue this frog
Him hop, by the way.
who is hopping.
I appreciate that.
And now
Matt
the
said-
frog is our friend.
Absolutely. We'll see if Kyong opts for the frog door strat.
Matt chose to do the old strat of double quick warp, which
A bit of a plain hand sandwich, if you ask me.
loses about
but
half a second to frog door. I'm not sure if Kyong will go for frog door.
we're about to find out.
He is going for frog
he's
door.
going for frog door. Fingers crossed, friendos.
It's a trick where you have a 1 frame window to hard lock and then a 17 frame window to successfully do it. So it's not difficult, but if your name is Steven IRL, you have a real chance of hitting that 1 frame.
Absolutely. But we got it, and we're happy.
Luckily, his name is Kyong92 and did the trick successfully. So we have Kyong just entering the smith house as Matt is just leaving.
Not going for fence dash.
So
Gets the
they're
fence dash.
around a minute apart still, I think. Maybe less than that, actually.
I think it's less than that if you, especially if you count the silver arrows on Ganon possibility.
Yeah, they might only be about 30 seconds apart now.
We have a race so far.
Which means this is a fairly close race. Skullwoods is a fairly difficult segment. Fortunately, Kyong missed the spin speed there. This room in particular that Matt is in is really, really bad. I'm gonna push the statue.
Arguably the worst room.
Luckily, he got stuck mummy. He's got double stuck mummy.
That's very
I
nice.
thought that was only a myth.
Ooh, but almost gets wall mastered.
So, I mean, he didn't take any damage, which is good.
Usually good.
If you get out of there with full hearts, you can consider that a success.
Yeah, that room sucks.
You can do a quick bomb jump here to get to the fire rod.
But not an early bomb jump.
Nope. Just doing a spin setup instead, which is
Young
very
having a little
reliable
bit
and
more of a
safe.
Party over here, but it looks like he's gonna get through. No damage.
Yeah, good mummy room from Kyong. This dungeon goes by really fast, but a lot of the rooms are very difficult. Especially the boss.
Yeah, this boss is
Kyung also goes for spin setup on the bomb jump. Definitely one of the best options there.
yeah.
Gets a fairy here. You actually don't want to get
Really
that
want
fairy
that,
in that
yeah.
situation, because having sword beams messes up the strat in the room Matt's about to do with the mummy
Yeah,
key.
which I didn't learn until this tournament.
Mhm.
Just a heads up, since Matt has some connection issues, we switch audio over to Kyong and I refresh both streams so they're back in the city.
Well, we'll just keep going as we go. Looked like a pretty good.
Both of you should refresh the comms page as well.
Okay. Alright, I am refreshing. And,
So I saw just before Matt had a reasonable Mothball fight.
yeah. Looks similar on Kyong's screen from what I can see.
I unfortunately didn't see Kyong's fight, but I see he has 2 spikes missing, which is pretty reasonable. Sometimes like to determine the quality of a moth fight by how many spikes are missing from the edge.
It's an interesting way of doing it.
So, the next dungeon is going to be completed is Desert Palace, but first we have to grab a couple items here. Since we're going to be chaining Desert into Misery Mire, we'll need to get the Ether Medallion to open Mire, and the Flippers. Since heading over East Death Mountain, this is the fastest time to get them. This is unquestionably the hardest overworld segment of the whole run.
Yeah, which is also kind of funny because then you actually get into the dungeon and it's like, alright, this is kind of a piece of cake because we're so overpowered. You know?
Yeah, Desert's intended to be the second dungeon, and we're doing it like 6th. We have
Yeah.
Tempered Sword, we have Fire Rod.
Oh, wow, Matt. Little interesting graphical thing happening with them.
Yeah. So 3542 Zora from Matt. Let's see what Kyong gets. Zora's Domain is also one of the hardest overworld screens. Just everything about this overworld is really hard. You have dead rocks, Zoras, you got the bomb clip with the Zero bombing you.
Narrow pathways.
It's brutal. That looked like a 36-12, so they are about 30 seconds apart. And Kyong, of course, still has that time save later on Ganon, so this, if they keep pace, this will be a very close race. Nice bomb clip from Matt. Luckily, the Zero didn't get in his way too much.
Absolutely.
Here you get to all enjoy the broken rain graphics when you transition into Mire from somewhere unexpected.
Yeah. Since we don't have that flute, it gets a little messy here.
Yeah, we don't ever get the flute in this run. We can go through the overworld efficiently enough by clipping, and then we have save and quit to do some warps when we need it. The flute would take too much time to get. The Desert Palace itself, as Anders said,
Kind of a cakewalk.
pretty simple. A lot of big open rooms with not very strong enemies. We just dash through. Make quick work of it. Matt is not going for the spin speed outside here.
And for spin speed.
Very reasonable choice, since that spin speed has the risk of making you jump down. Let's see if Kyong does it though. he does not do it either. I respect the decision to not do it in a race. So Matt's about into land molas here. This fight will be pretty simple. Be done like the GT refight. We just use Fire Rod, kills them in 2 hits. But even then, you know, they can kind of screw you with their RNG. If they do enough short hops. Clean 1 cycle though.
See it.
Pat has a very healthy arrow count right now of 26. He should be totally fine for the rest of the run with that count. Not need to pick up any extras in Swamp. Kyong has silver arrows, so he can make the fight a little bit faster with those. It saves a couple seconds over Fire Rod. Matt is now entering Misery Mire. This is one of the hardest segments in the run.
It's also one of the most interesting, in my opinion.
Yes, since we're not just going to be beating Misery Mire here, we're going to also do a couple Underworld clips to get into Swamp Palace to get the hook shot, which saves time by allowing us to skip getting the big key in Swamp Palace afterwards. In particular, so there'll be 2 bomb clips, and one of them is very finicky. Kind of glossed over Mire 2 here. Kelly's doing it.
Yeah, Mire 2.
I think they both had good Mire 2s.
Yeah. From what I can see.
Yeah, you want to kill the Whiz Ropes before they disappear once, otherwise you will lose a couple seconds. Match dash right past that Barry that has a small key. Which means he may be going for the bomb jump, or he might just get it on the second trip anyway. I know there are a couple people who do that. Bomb jump here is very difficult. It's like doubly pixel perfect or something. Or I think it's a 2-frame window into moving onto a specific pixel. Or 2-pixel window, not 2-frame. And it only saves a few seconds, so people only go for it. Only like the top time runners will go for it generally. He didn't go for it there, so I guess he just gets the key on the second trip. Hopefully he didn't just forget it. Because we need to have a key when going to Swamp Palace, so we're locked in. Okay, he's getting in. Going to Greenham, we still have a 30-second difference, which is good. Kyong is attempting the bomb jump though.
Kyong is attempting that bomb jump. Oh, and he missed.
He missed getting spin speed, so it didn't work.
That is a tough bomb jump from what I can understand.
Yeah, it's very hard. You have a 2-pixel window horizontally. You have to have spin speed armed. And then you have to move diagonally onto 1 pixel. And then you can get through the rail. Matt's going to be doing the Hera bomb clip here though. And this is the hardest bomb clip in the run by a decent margin.
Oh, absolutely. And...
Can't see a screen in enough detail, but that looks good.
Oh, yep, we got it. See how Kyong does on his first bomb clip here? Perfect, beautiful, love to see it. So by doing this, we basically are going to cut out more than half of Swamp Palace when we get here. See how this goes for Kyong. That looks good.
Ooh,
Nope,
he went
it
too
was not.
high, unfortunately. You have to... We're trying to get on one specific pixel here, and depending on where you start your dash, you can get knocked onto a different horizontal pixel. And then, even if you're on the correct one, you have to do exactly 2 one-frame movements up to be on the correct pixel.
Here. Gets
Yeah,
that
unfortunately,
extra.
having a lot of difficulty with it.
Yeah.
That looks good, though.
Yep, there we are. See, Matt grabs the cane of Samaria, see how he gets out of this. Just by falling.
Yep. So even though this route skips the entire left part of Swamp Palace to get the big key, it only saves about 20 seconds in total, just because of all the backtracking you have to do in Mire, especially clearing Mire 2 again.
Mire 2, 2 Mire, 2 Furious, yeah.
2 Mire, 2 Furious.
Yeah.
Now, another unfortunate part of missing that bomb clip on Kyong's side is that he only has 6 hearts now, and he's going to take another heart of damage getting Cane of Samaria, which will leave him at 5 now, which is the bare minimum to do this strat that we normally do on Vitreous. But he has silver arrows, so I think
He's
he
probably
actually
gonna go for
will
silver
just
shells.
opt to unload a lot of silver arrows into him.
And it looks like he has a little bit of extra buffer in the arrow count, so at least for, I mean, we don't really need the arrows in
Good spooky
Swamp.
action from Matt.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people missing spooky this time, or lately, in this category, so I know it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah, in this category, it's harder to do spooky action because you need to do a fire rod dash.
Absolutely.
Very clean viddy from Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked, but on Kyong's side, he will probably just shoot a lot of silver arrows at viddy. Technically, it would be slower to do that versus the strat that Matt did, since either way, you have to wait a certain amount of time before the eye surfaces. But in this situation, I would not blame him for just being safe and using all arrows.
Very nice looking so far with those silver arrows on Kyong's side of the screen. So I think it's still technically a 1 cycle, yeah.
Yeah, he won't surface for the first time. Like, he surfaces at certain intervals, and if all the eyes are dead at that time, then he surfaces in a vulnerable state. Otherwise, he surfaces and shoots lightning at you.
Oh gosh, that looked very scary to me for Matt. That's not something I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, that was the old safe Meyer exit. I'm not sure if he was trying to do the newer one and mess it up. Probably.
I'm not sure, honestly.
See if Kyong goes for the fast Meyer exit. I know he's been doing these overworld glitches for a while, especially with randos, so he might be more comfortable doing it. Yeah. He's going for the fast clip. Gets it very nicely. So Swamp Palace, really not anything major here. Matt should have grabbed a bomb there, unless he does Samaria escape in ice.
He might, guess. Well, I mean, he's gonna have to, or he's gonna have to go farming.
Yeah. Or he might do the strat in Turtle Rock Peg Maze that gets the bomb anyway. Oh yeah, you're right, Doom. He might just get both those and then skip the chest in GT because he has so many. So here's attempting trick called Diver Down.
Yeah,
Use the Samari block to
newer.
kind of limit Link's movement and do some form of clipping through that fence. I don't actually totally understand it, but it
Well,
works.
what I can tell you is it is stressful, but it's good. Good strat. Really kind of like it in this category
Yeah, there we go.
specifically.
Yeah, so Matt did get both of those, so now he can skip the chest in GT after Ice Armos. It's a and that's good forethought to plan that ahead. That was very strange on the other side. I don't think I've ever seen it like that.
Yeah, definitely not what I'm used to.
This match is going for the easier Argus strat here. One cycle. Not sure what Kyong does. I think he goes for 0 cycle, isn't he?
If I remember correctly. Yes, but Lord, who knows? Yeah. Oh, but
unfortunately dropped it. This strategy is very hard to do.
Yeah, and people are pretty inconsistent with it.
You have to hit multiple, I think, 3-frame windows on a certain rhythm, but then the rhythm changes as you do it, and it's dependent on his movement RNG. Matt finishes Swamp Palace at 51:27. Kyong is just starting the cutscene, so I think it might be closer to 40 seconds apart now.
Yeah, especially with missing that 0 cycle and having to kind of readjust.
I mean, I guess they both got a 1 cycle, Argus, so...
Yeah, but I feel like it takes a little bit
even.
more time to go for the 0 cycle, mess up the 0 cycle, and then...
It's a good mirror wrap on Matt's side there. Good bomb clip there using the Fricker setup. Sting. Oh, okay, you got a little stuck there, but that was pretty good icebreaker there. Diver down icebreaker again being the fairly recently discovered tricks before this tourney started.
To use Haru for finding this stuff for
us. To Yuzuhara, who finds every game.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it. That works? I actually didn't know you could do that.
You know, you're learning something new every day, Glenn. You're still a young boy. Though I have to kind of agree, I didn't quite know about that one either.
Yeah, it may just come down to whoever finishes first. That is usually how all dungeons goes.
Yeah, that's usually how most things go. But like we had mentioned earlier, since so much of the major RNG for the run is at the very end, it just gets kind of like, okay, well,
Yeah, there's absolutely no certainty until after Aghanim. You could
absolutely
get
no
10 blue
certainty
balls,
until
like, you
after,
don't know.
genuinely, there's absolutely no certainty until after
So,
Ganon, really.
Cold Stare got a little bit out of control on Matt's side, but he cleaned it up nicely.
Yeah.
Kong's just going to be entering Cold Stare. Ice Palace is extremely skipped in this category, especially, or any glitch categories, especially.
Yeah.
You only
Glan is a
spend
mean
about a minute and a
glitch.
half in the dungeon before entering Cold Stare.
Yeah, this is the slowest dungeon, or fastest dungeon, pardon me, in this
Nice
category.
single poke from Kyong. So Matt finishes the cutscene just as Kyong catches the crystal, at least. So they might be like 45-ish apart. I don't know.
We will see shortly.
They were about 40 after Swamp. Oh, nice. Kyong got a gold Ice Palace by 4 seconds. Pretty good.
We love to see it. Definitely is closer than it appears. Those silvers, but
So yeah, we get Kyong's doing some funny screen wrapping here to get to the Ice Rod Cave slightly faster. Funnily enough, that little bit between Ice Palace and Ice Rod is some of the only swimming in this entire run. And it's not an easy swim. The swimming physics are really weird in this game.
not my favorite thing in the world.
But I completely glossed over like T-Rock climb and the mirror wrap by talking about swimming in a typical speedrunning commentary fashion. So yeah, now Matt is in Turtle Rock, entering from basically the intended like checkpoint entrance at the end of the laser bridge. And now he's going to backtrack to the big key and then mirror back to that entrance and go to Trinex. It's a good laser skip from Kyong. They both have good laser skips. You can actually just kind of like dash up from the door and then walk over, which is kind of convenient. Some of the rooms in this dungeon are a bit tricky to do backwards, especially, I guess the only one you really do backwards is this one. But got it pretty nicely.
Yeah.
The Samaria maze is actually really easy backwards. You just hold up.
I mean, that's definitely the goal. Just having to hold one direction. See how this peg maze goes. It can be kind of frustrating every once in a while.
Josh, I'm pretty sure if we got a flipper skip, it would be harder than the swims. Let's be real here.
That's
Having a little bit of difficulty with this pokey, unfortunately.
yeah.
Some of
See,
the
there's-
RNGs are more difficult than others. Yeah, it would be as free as the TR Quick Warp, as in not even remotely.
Feel
Nice peg maze from Kyong.
very
Big fan of that strat. It looks really cool. It's fast. He's entering Trinex with 3 hearts, so he's gonna be a little bit careful since he will die in 1 hit if he gets hit. But Trinex is usually a pretty consistent fight with the backdoor strats. Or he could just completely dodge all the fire rod shots like a champ. He makes it through no problem. Besides that one problem that I already mentioned.
through with no problem, except for the problem.
Yes.
Glenn is a man of many wonderful words.
Alright. So we've beaten all dungeons except for Ganon's Tower and Agham's Tower. Ganon's Tower is next. Definitely one of the hardest dungeons, if not the hardest. So, see Matt, we saw him talk to the old man to get a heal, which loses a few seconds, but it's a really great safety, especially in a race. Otherwise, you have to do the dungeon with 8 hearts instead of 14.
We do not like to do.
So there's going to be 2 parts to Ganon's Tower. There's the basement, which isn't very heavy on combat, but basically kind of tests you on using your items, and ends with the Ice Armos fight, and then the Ascension of the Tower will be a lot of combat.
Yeah, that gauntlet really can get you. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Mhm.
Calm down, friends. You'll get your gauntlet talk. I promise.
So, did Kyong skip Old Man? No, he didn't. Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
They both got Old Man. Which means neither of them are at a disadvantage. They're both pretty safe with full hearts. They're both experienced enough to get through Ganon's Tower, no problem.
Yeah, you kiss the old man, you get a little refill. Good hint for this game, but not for real life.
Yes, hopefully that did not come from personal experience.
And we're not here to talk about me, we're here to talk about you.
We're here to talk about Kyong92 and matt7898 as they attempt to complete every dungeon in The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
That was very specific. I appreciate it.
Matt, going to the Ice Armos fight. Same principle as in Eastern, we want to skip the enraged phase of the last one. It can be a little trickier with the ice physics, but just doing the bottom range strat like that's
very well.
Consistent enough. So as mentioned previously, he was able to skip the arrow chest on the left by picking up some extra arrow pods. Kyong unfortunately walked into the warp instead of bonking over it, which loses 6 seconds, but it's fine. So here's where the combat starts in Ganon's Tower. We've got these 2 Mimics rooms. These are really challenging rooms to do quickly.
agree very much.
Took it pretty safe. Kyong doing a bit of a different strat on Ice Armors with Silver Arrows, since they kill them in one hit each. And Kyong will also get to skip the chest just by having Silver Arrows. He doesn't need as many. Although he does need to have 4 at the end for the Gan fight, whereas Matt does not need to have any arrows remaining since he'll be doing Silverless.
There are quite a few places and quite a few enemies that can drop those arrows, so I wouldn't be too worried.
Basically, like every enemy in the gauntlet is on like the variety prize pack, and there's an arrow drop in it that like Matt just got, but it's too far out of the way. He's making his way through the gauntlet here, 5 combat rooms back to back, with a lot of RNG. So he's gonna be really volatile rooms, depending on where the enemies move. Pretty clean gauntlet overall. He'll be entering the Land Molus refight. This will be basically the same as the other fight in this category, since we have the same equipment for both. It's a fireball shooter, but he doesn't really do anything to hinder you.
Yeah. And his RNG is the word I'm looking for. That first cycle, as long as you're doing everything the way that you should be, is very, very, very simple to get it. Well, not simple, but you know what I mean. Glenn can explain it.
Explain what?
Just the timing with getting the landmos to spawn versus
Oh.
I mean, you don't have to. It's all good.
I mean, they spawn at a certain amount of time apart, assuming you dash through that room with the bunny beam beforehand. If you linger in that room,
Yeah.
they'll all spawn together. Which you don't want in this category, but there are other categories you want it. Matt, unfortunately messed up torches too. And he's gonna have to now do it with the lamp. Alright, he did it. The run is saved. So they're pretty close right now with that mess up in torches.
Close. It's gonna be a good end to the nail biting run today.
I hope Aghanim allows this to be a close race.
So do I.
Get the Moldorm refight here. We have Tempered Sword for this one, so you can do it in 1 slash and 1 spin. You saw Matt made use of hookshot iframes to have Moldorm walk through them. Some people like to do that.
Yeah, helpful.
And finally to top it off, got the Aghanim 2 fight, which we fight before Aghanim 1. This is also one of the hardest bosses to do fast.
Yeah.
Since you want to make as good use of the clones as you can, since the clones always fire reflectable balls. And if the main one shoots a blue ball like that, you can get totally screwed up and not get any hits. Four cycle from Matt is fairly average. Kyong's having some trouble. If he gives you really bad patterns, there's often just nothing you can do, and you're just at the mercy.
It's very frustrating to see.
I didn't see exactly, that was 4 or 5 cycles from Kyong, I think.
I honestly wasn't counting properly. And, you know, you may be thinking, let's just drop into... Oh, it's a 5. Thank you, Ari.
Yeah, one more dungeon left. Aghanim's Tower. As much as we hate Aghanim, everything in the game indicates that this is its own dungeon and has its own boss, and therefore we must complete it in all dungeons.
Gotta love that. But I mean, it is called all dungeons, so there's a reason.
Kyong has to... Actually, he doesn't have to be too worried about his arrow count, since there is a 5 arrow pod towards the top of the tower, which is enough for the Ganon fight. So Aghanim's tower has a few different items that you can use, that we have strats for, and they're all pretty close in time. Right now they're both using their optimal ones, Silver Arrows and Fire Rod. They're not even a couple seconds apart, I think they're like frames apart.
Yeah.
In time difference. Alright, so Matt's now through the thick of it, and we'll be soon heading into Aghanim, the nemesis of Link to the Past speedruns. He attacks in cycles, in which he will do a reflectable ball, 3 attacks that have a 50% chance of being a reflectable ball or a blue ball, and then a lightning attack. And if you get a blue ball, it does absolutely nothing for you except waste 6 seconds of your time. And there's absolutely no way for a human being to manipulate it, so you are just at the mercy of whatever he feels like doing.
There can be up to 15 blue balls. If
3 is the most common.
3 is the most common, 0 is preferable.
Yes.
You know, if we get a 15 at any point during this tournament, M. Kosler does owe me dinner, so I don't really wish it on anyone, but I am hungry, so...
Well, Matt's on good pace for not getting 10, so that's good. He gets 1 in the first cycle, which is what you want to see, but sometimes Aghanim just likes to tease you, and then he gives you 3 in a row. Which is now going to happen because I said it.
Fine. Seriously, Clan? Why'd you gotta do that?
Okay, it looks like it's going to be 3 from Matt, which is the most common, as I said.
And Kyong is, that is a 1.
He had 1 before then.
Oh,
so
he has 2. Matt has
we'll
3.
see. He's on his 2nd lightning now. So if he dies after this, then that was 3. Okay, he does not. Oh
There's
no,
another
this is
one.
really bad.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
of course, it always comes down to RNG.
this is the Apathy Duck special.
Well, I mean, throwback to when Kyong was against Apathy and lost by 6 seconds, due specifically to blue balls.
This is very unfortunate. That was
There we go.
7 blue balls. Sometimes it really do be like that. Alright, Matt's in the Ganon fight. Unfortunately, he missed the 1 cycle phase 1. Hopefully he can still get 1 cycle phase 2, which is harder on the top. Partly because nobody practices it. He's in a really bad situation here.
This is not what we want to see. They're giving us an end game right now.
Yeah, this is still anyone's game. Like, It's oh,
Oof. Hate to
Kyong is
see
now
it.
in the lead. And we'll have a faster Ganon fight with Silver Arrow. As long as he performs properly.
It's like 1 slash ahead. At least on my side of things.
Okay, Kyong gets a good 1-on-1 cycle, phase 1 and 2. Phase
these
3 has
warps
some
go.
more RNG with warps. Every
But Kyong Silver's Ganon fight is very
warp,
smooth.
he has a 50-50 chance to warp again. And each extra warp is 2 seconds-ish.
Get those G's ready in chat, because who knows what's about to happen.
He's on phase 4.
Ooh, but that unfortunate loss of torch glitch because of the placement of that.
So he's setting up for a triple. And doesn't
Ooh,
quite
misses
get
the
it,
triple.
but he can get the extra shot here.
The pig is blowing up.
Get your GGs and nice runs in the chat for Kyong.
We'll see if we can get
Presumed
Kyong in
winner
here
of
if
this
you have
race.
any. Kyong is going to finish with
The official winner of this race.
SRL time of 1:14:51. We'll see if we can get Kyong in here for a quick little chat if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, and queries.
Matt, meanwhile, in the middle of his phase 4 with Silverless. Without Silver Arrows, he has to hit Ganon on the frame that he starts to teleport away, which he does by using spin attacks to increase the frame window and do more damage at the same time. Gets through it very nicely. Get your GG's out for Matt.
With that, Matt will finish with an official SRL time of 1:15:42.
GG's to Matt.
Yeah, very big GG's. And with that ding, I believe we might be joined.
Hey,
We are joined by Kyong.
Hey, Kyong. Sorry, I told you I wasn't going to be here, and now we're back. Congratulations, great run.
Thanks.
I see some good golds in there. What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Oh, that was a roller coaster for sure. Like literally gold into plus 20, gold into plus 40, and I was very aware of the situation of the race, and the end was really rough.
So you were watching the restream then?
Yeah.
I believe we're joined by Matt. GG's, Matt.
GG.
Hey, GG's guys. Or GG Kyong.
Bit of an unfortunate ending, but
Yeah.
how are you feeling about the race?
I played pretty bad. I don't know how close it was when I dropped into Ganon. I kind of was checking on the restream a little bit.
You were, I think, like 40-something seconds ahead because Kyong got 7 blue balls.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
But
Okay.
Kyong also had silver arrows, so it wasn't quite that much of a difference, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny in AD, the only Ganon spot I don't know the AD strat for is bottom left, and so I was like, he went to the bottom left. Do I pull out hook shot? And I was kind of like indecisive, and I kind of got off script, and I was like, oh crap! And then you just trying to salvage it, the 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's understandable.
We get it.
Getting a 1 cycle on the top is not easy in phase 2.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't win from blue balls anyway. So Kyung's a great player. It's really no shame in losing to him. Like I don't know. I've had fun with this tournament. but AD is definitely not my favorite category in Link to the Past.
That's understandable.
Any other thoughts from the two of you? I mean, Kyong, this will put you up against M. Kosler in the next round. Any thoughts on that?
I guess I had a pretty decent run tournament. It's gonna end next round. But overall, I'm pretty happy. 'Cause not only with like how much I grew in the tournament and stuff, but also I've been playing basically only with opponents I know and respect overall. So that has been pretty cool.
I like to see that there's respect, so that's always good to hear.
It's a good experience to have in tournaments. So.
Alrighty, Glenn, do you have anything else to add?
Not in particular. I think this is it for restreamed matches of this round in the brackets. So
We have one more.
we have one more.
Tonight
About
I'm.
40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
calling that.
Make sure you
So-
stick around to watch that more AD action.
Yeah, and tomorrow, if I can give a little plug to Corona Relief Games Done Quick, that's being put on. Two of our runners who are in this tournament admin, Apathy Duck 07 Salute, and Andy are going to be running all Dungeons Restricted Major Glitches. I believe it's at like 5 Eastern, so that'll be really
I
nice.
thought it was at like 1:30.
I don't know how time works, Glenn. I've been sitting at home for so long. I'm very lonely. My DMs are open.
What is time?
What is time?
Alright, Apathy Duck says it's at 2:20. But it will
Okay,
probably change.
2:20. Thank you for letting us know, Apathy. We will be
Enjoy-
there to watch you.
Enjoy
And if you guys
this
like
race,
more,
be sure to
yeah,
check out that race between two very good runners
yeah.
who totally won't make a lot of silly mistakes.
See, sometimes I never know with Glenn if he's joking or not. But with that, I'm gonna hand it back over to our lovely restreamer. Wish you guys some good luck. Again, follow these runners and follow Glenn because he's also in this tournament, and is very capable. So thank you guys for hanging out with us.
And thank you, Glenn and Anders, for commentating this match. And we will be back in about, a bit over half an hour for the next match. Or have I missed something? Check now about asking for time. If not, see you soon.